Welcome back. We're going on a super secret, top secret mission here real quick. Going on my lunch break. So, we got a primary and secondary objectives. One, since getting back into reloading and shooting 10mm, I need some more large pistol primers because I only have like 500 of them. So, I'm hopefully I'll be able to find at least another 500 of those. And then also, since I'm kind of starting to use, god dang it, people just driving through here and don't even slow down. Alright, whatever. Anyways, I'm also going to be using small Magnum rifle primers in my 454 Casull. Or at least I'm doing some more testing with that, so I need some more small Magnum primers. So my primary objective is to try to locate and find some primers locally. The downside to local primers is that they're expensive. They're like $140 per 1,000 plus tax. So I may or may not buy a whole 1,000 of them. I may just buy 500, just buy a couple hundred of them, and maybe a pound of gunpowder if I find some gunpowder I need or just would like to have. If they've got large rifle primers, I'm probably going to snatch those if they have. But of course, I've not seen any large rifle primers locally in 2 years, so that's going to be a slim chance there. And then secondary objective today on this short little lunch break mission, I need to get a 2mm Allen bit to add to my kit for my rifle. And the reason why is because to be able to slip the scales on my Arken scopes, or slip the turrets on the Arken scopes, they've got 2mm Allen screws in them. So, and in all of my tools that I have at my house, I don't actually own a 2mm, which is crazy because I've got tons and tons of Allen bits and stuff. I mean, I've got regular Allen wrenches that are 2mm, but I would rather have it in a bit type so that I can just throw it in and it goes with the rest of my, my drivers and stuff, screwdrivers and that sort of thing. So I can just change the bits out. So I'm going to make a pit stop at Harbor Freight for that and try to grab one. So yeah, other than that, this weekend we've got some little work to do. I'm going to be doing some testing with the 6.5 PRC. I'm not loading for it yet because UPS and their, well, it's not really, it is UPS's fault. I love UPS and they've never really failed me until now. And anyways, I had ordered the package wasn't very big. I had a belt in there for everyday use, and then a Rise Armament iconic trigger 2-stage that I'm putting in my 6.5 Creedmoor, for the upper 10, the UPR 10 on the Uintah Precision upper. And then I ordered a shell holder for the 6.5 PRC. I wanted a Redding shell holder to go with the Redding dies, I'm sure I could get away with using a different one because I could have bought a Lee shell holder or a Hornady shell holder for like $3 to $5, but I bought the Redding, which was like $12. Don't know if a shell holder from Redding is going to be any better than a shell holder from Lee or Hornady. I don't know, but we'll find out. But anyways, it's a small package. It wasn't even a whole pound. So I think what they did was they put it in an envelope and they shipped it through UPS Mail Innovations, which I've never had a package shipped that way before. But from what I understand, what I'm gathering is that when it ships that way, it goes from UPS and then eventually gets picked up by USPS for some reason. And I don't know. It's been sitting on a truck or a loading dock or a bay somewhere attached to another drop shipment for days now, and then finally today it's going to show up. Hopefully, it said that its expected deliveries today. So hopefully that's what's going on, and I'll get that trigger in and get that installed, which would be cool. But also I'll get the shell holder so I can load my 6.5 PRC. But actually, you know, it's gonna be a little bit before I start loading it, because I'm gonna collect up some more brass, which is part of the reason why I'm going testing or shooting it this weekend. Is I ordered 200 rounds of Norma Golden Target Match, it's 143 grain match ammo. It was the most cost-effective ammo I could find. I actually paid, all said and done, shipping and everything, paid about $1.27 a round, which is, that's stupid good price for 6.5 PRC ammo. And it got it from this small little place up in Pennsylvania, and shipped out, and received it about 4 days later, and all brand new ammo, good to go. Other than that, yeah, and this weekend I'm going to test that. I'm doing a test where I'm going to shoot a total of 65, probably maybe 80 rounds through this rifle. And the rifle right now only has about 60 to 80 rounds through it, so it's still getting broke in. I wonder if these guys are going to let me in here or not. I guess not. Fucking assholes. Anyways, here, I should be able to scoot over now. Awesome. Alright, so anyways, I'm gonna clean it up real good, get it real nice and zeroed where I want it. I don't know how many rounds that'll take. Knowing me, it's probably gonna take a whole box. Hopefully not. But and then I'm gonna clean it and shoot a 120 round group, and my goal is to shoot 1 round per minute, or somewhere in there, at least 30 seconds between rounds or so, to try to keep the barrel from getting too hot while I'm shooting this many rounds. But 1 round per minute, shoot a 20 round group, and then reset up for 200 yards, clean everything, do the same test, 1 round per minute for 20 rounds, and then do the same at 300. And I'll try to shoot all the groups on the same target, so we get some sort of you know, usable empirical data, and we'll actually get to see how good that 6.5 PRC ammo is. But right now I'm gonna run in here real quick and see if I can grab up some primers. Sorry about that, but I actually got the Magnum small rifle primers I was looking for, and it was the last 600 they had. So after tax and all, it ended up being $91.65 for 600 primers. So yeah, about 15. What is that? Well, it doesn't matter. It's way too damn much money for 600 primers, but I have them now. And that's always been my attitude about buying primers, is if you need them, you're either gonna buy them or not. You're either gonna have them or you're not gonna have them. That's pretty much it. So they're available. So anyways, if you are running around Hot Springs, Arkansas, and you need some small rifle primers, they have 2 brand new cases of 5,000. They've got 10,000 small rifle primers, but again, you're gonna pay out the ass for it. And I bought the last of the small rifle magnums. They didn't have any large pistol primers left, so I was unfortunately unable to get any of those. So on to the Harbor Freight. So I'm gonna stop in there and pick up a 2mm bit. Well, probably have to buy a whole set of bits to get them, but at least they're pretty cheap at Harbor Freight. So anyways, with the testing that I've done using the Magnum primers, these people up front of me, using the Magnum small rifles, the CCI 450s and the 454 Casull, we got good I seated the bullets out a little bit longer than I normally do with those 300 grain Alcos, and in doing so, using the same powder charge, my velocity dropped from about 2,050 average to about 1950 average, or maybe a little lower than that. Yeah, about 1950 average. So it reduced some pressure by seating the bullets out a little longer, getting a little more space in the case, as it were, and even using the Magnum primers. And it also, my extreme spread went kind of out of whack with that too. And one of these primers that I used, I don't know if it was just one of the ones I had, and I don't know if it was really a primer issue or if it was some sort of other issue I had going on, but I got a hang fire on there. Was the first one I've ever had, and I guess either the primer was slow to ignite or the powder was slow to ignite, either one, due to some sort of thing went on. But anyways, I'm here at the Harbor Freights, and I'm gonna go in and grab me this 2mm bit set. Alright, so got my drill driver set with the 2mm in it. $6 for the whole thing when I really only needed one bit out of it, but at least, you know, I've got some extra bits for whatever if I need. So mission successful. Well, mostly successful. Got some primers, some primers that I wanted. Of course, I got plenty of just regular small rifle primers at the house, but I wanted the Magnum primers just to see if it, you know, how that affects the ignition of the powder. So I wanted to change that up a little bit and just test it out and see if anything different would occur, or if my extreme spreads would get better or worse. I know with the standard CCI 400s and the seating depth I was using, I was getting extreme spreads usually around 10 feet per second, which is really nice. But when I changed the seating depth and then changed primers, my extreme spread jumped to like 177 feet per second. But I think that has a lot to do with the extra space in the case, and then having some sort of an issue with the hang fire that I had, where it hit and I heard the initial ignition of the primer, and then it was like this little, I don't know, a quarter second or half second delay, and then it went boom. You know, and it caught me totally off guard, so it threw that round out of the group that I was shooting. But other than that, the group was nice and tight with those rounds. And hang on a second. Anyways, I had to answer that phone call for work. So it changed a little bit, and I'm not sure if I had a primer issue or not. I don't know. I don't honestly know how old those primers are, or how well they were kept. Generally, as long as primers are kept well, they really don't have many issues, you know, regardless of age. But if they're kept in a crappy environment and too much moisture and this and that, they could have issues with ignition. I don't know. Or being that they're Magnum primers, they've got an extra hard cup on them, and it, you know, that may be something my rifle just is not setting them off well. So I'm gonna do some more testing with them, and then I may end up just sticking with standard rifle primer, small rifle primers, and the 454 Casull. But we'll see. It's all just experimental stuff. Like I said, this weekend we're just doing PRC stuff, 6.5 PRC. We're not messing with anything else. I want to try to film for it, but I've got a bunch of testing to do. It's going to take at least an hour of solid shooting. And man, filming is cool, and I like filming videos for you guys. But a lot of times when I'm at the range, especially if I've got a lot of stuff to do, it takes away from the focus of what I'm trying to do and accomplish, and 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 it's a distraction for me to try to film and do my job or do my testing at the same time. So one of these days, hopefully I'll get somebody that's pretty savvy with a camera, better than me at least, and get them to film for me while I'm doing all the testing and stuff, and that way I can focus on shooting and not really have to worry about it all that much. That would be the ideal thing to do. So taking applications, the job doesn't pay anything, so if you're not going to come do it just for fun, just to hang out, then I really don't have anything for you, because I can't pay you. This isn't a business, and I don't make any money doing it. I actually spend a lot of money doing the testing I'm doing. Any given weekend that I go out, I could be spending $50 to $200 just in ammunition or reloading components that are seemingly becoming more and more finite and not just an unlimited thing. Like, it's getting really hard. I noticed when I just went in that local store there, usually they've got a pretty solid selection of gunpowder. Yeah, they're overpriced on pretty much everything, but usually they have it in stock, at least has something useful. And I went in there today, and their gunpowder selection is pretty bare, which, man, that's, I'm not used to seeing that, at least in the past year or so. So that tells me something is going on. Either there's a bunch of people recently buying a whole bunch of gunpowder just all of a sudden recently in the past week, or it's getting harder and harder for them to keep getting gunpowder in stock, which I'm really hoping is not the case, because that's going to put a real hurt on the smaller reloader guys and guys that don't competition shoot and don't have companies sending them gunpowder. Because I know a lot of pro shooters, professional shooters, they get kind of choice picks on gunpowder and primers when they're available, and companies will generally say, hey, I've got some powder, you want to buy it? They're not going to do that for me. I'm going to have to go find the powder I want to use. So I don't know, maybe it's just a local thing, because I know online powder is pretty prevalent. You can pretty much find what you're looking for right now, but it may change, with the way things are going. We don't know. But anyways, mission accomplished for today. Both primary and secondary objectives were accomplished. I got the screwdriver bit that I needed, and got some primers I needed, and we'll see you next time in the next video. Thanks.